Hey, Truth Seekers, one more video real quick. I want to show you what I just saw in our local news here covering the Marysville school shooting. The gentleman in the suit is about to explain the active shooter drill that just took place, much like what just happened today.
Some prayers. Please take care of each other. As always, in these modern day situations, social media is helping out in this situation as well.
And you were just talking about active shooter drills, which so many schools in our state and our nation now go through in case of something like this. And we understand that there were SWAT officers training at schools in this area yesterday. So how ironic
Yesterday.
is that? That on this Friday afternoon, those same SWAT officers would be called.
How ironic is that, was how he phrased it. How ironic? I don't know if ironic is the right word. I would say, how about how this fits the ongoing pattern of drills that turn into real live news events? The reason that is because our mainstream media always has been a military psyop. The reason it's becoming more extreme in the year 2014 is the same reason a car breaks down further and further with time. If you don't do something about something wrong, it's only going to get worse. And that's where we are in 2014. And, you know, for how long do we, the people with open eyes, how long do we have to remain silent to the majority or the larger group of people in this nation who say people like us are insane and dismiss us right away with phrases such as tinfoil hat and conspiracy theorist? They just say it as if the word conspiracy implies idiocy or is illegitimate. But the fact is that conspiracy is very real. If you turn on your Netflix and you watch the Ken Burns documentary on baseball, conspiracies talked about all the time. He makes the point and he says that all the owners back then admitted if there was no conspiracy, there would have been no professional baseball. Conspiracy was essential for it to even exist. And when you think about it, it's so true. I mean, how do nations ever come to be? I just find it so fascinating how we're all essentially taught enough about history that if we really think about it, a picture should form in our mind that maybe something's wrong with our current existence. I've never understood how people overlook the story of the genocide of the Native Americans. I mean, anyway, I was starting to get tangential, which I do. I should admit I'm a Washington resident. Washington is the 42nd state. 42 has the meaning of life. Also interesting about Washington is it sums to 49 with the smaller method and 130 with the larger method, both reduced to 4. 4 is the number of foundation in numerology in the Bible. Book 4 is titled Numbers. Anyhow, on the track of this numerology in Washington and genocides of natives, once upon a time, there was a man who is now named Chief Seattle. And in Gematria, Chief Seattle sums to 113. The acronym USA sums to 311, the reverse of 113. Arizona State University is on the 33rd parallel. It has the reverse of USA, so it's also 113. And at ASU is where Lucy is kept, who was once said to be the missing link in humanity, but everybody knows that story is now pretty much a hoax. And if you look at it, it's all coded with the same numerology that's even coded into these school shootings. Why? It's because the same authors who've created the matrix around us, you can consider it our matrix of understanding, they're the same ones who are still creating it. And their way they're getting it to us is through mainstream media programming, movies, news, sitcoms, all the music, all the ways we soak up culture. They're getting it that way. And anyhow, that Chief Seattle with that 3, his name sums to 113, the name Chief Seattle. And he gave his most famous speech on March 11th about all things being connected. And that's the point I'm getting to. I'm being a little long-winded here. I apologize. But all things really are connected. And once you start to pay attention, you see how they're even all connected with this same numerological coding. It's fascinating. And it's not just the numerology, it's also just what's in front of our eyes, such as what he just said. How ironic that yesterday there was a shooting drill just like this in the same district. I mean, no, it's not ironic at all. And you guys, I don't exactly want to give away where I live. Crazy people have already figured out where I live. They send me mail. Crazy people send me mail. People send me stuff like this, pictures of road signs with just 33 written on it. I don't even know what it means. If you're watching these videos, be more clear when you send that stuff to me. But yeah, it does creep me out a little bit. But anyway, I do live very close to the FEMA Region 10 base, which is for Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Alaska. And I've lived in this area for a while now. And I know what the people who work there, they all funnel in really late at night, and they all come at once because they line their cars way up. And it seems like some type of military thing, the way they all have to line up there at the same second. It also looks idiotic every time because it backs up the road. But anyway, I've been noticing that lately it's even more busy. So I'm wondering, I mean, I even wonder if the people that go in there at that base at night practice and then are the people who go out and do these drills at these schools. I mean, it could be the way it's done. It is FEMA, it's the federal government. The word federal in gematria sums to 33. If you guys have never seen my post before, check them out. I got a written blog and a video blog. Also go back and look at episode 115, the one just before this, where I showed already the coding that's already within this shooting. So yeah, that's the update. Washington, Apple State, Apple screensaver. Crazy.